You've had criticism from judicial institutions in Hong Kong, pretty heavy criticism. These are the bodies that enjoy considerable respect around the world for their impartiality. Again, if you're losing them, this is a really bad sign for you. The Law Society, for instance, said all forms of unlawful violence, particularly against the police, the use of petrol bombs against the police, as well as the apparent attacks on the families of police officers and bullying of their children at school. You approve of those methods? Bullying the children of police officers at school?
Well, I don't agree with those methods, but still we stick to a principle of no splitting.
So you don't agree with the violence and you don't agree with the bullying of the children. Doesn't sound as though there's much you agree with, but you'll stay silent anyway.
No, we had been advocating using peaceful means, for example, like peaceful rallies, marches to express our concerns and demands. But the point is that we do not publicly condemn those actions, but still we try to use our peaceful means, to use our own peaceful means to try to switch the tactics.
And yet others are using intimidation, mafia-style intimidation. We have a report of one teenage daughter of an officer being harassed by an adult while she was playing sport. They said to her, "What your father is doing is disgusting." Since when are children responsible for the actions of their parents?
Well, first of all, I don't think any family members of those police officers should be responsible for their own disgusting actions.
But you're making them responsible. Some of your people are making them responsible, are bullying them, harassing them.
Well, I believe that is happening, but after all...
Well, the Law Society says it's happening. They accuse you of it.
Yes, I can't deny that it is actually happening, but still we're trying to use peaceful tactics to bring the situation to a resolution. And I believe like bullying family members would not be a very good way to solve the situation.
The Hong Kong Bar Association said your attack on the Hong Kong airport constituted serious obstruction and was in open defiance of injunctions granted by the courts. In other words, you broke the law. Do you want to live in a state governed by the rule of law or only the laws that you like?
Of course, I would like to live in a state of rule of law. However, we can see that it is very obvious that the situation of rule of law in Hong Kong is being broken, not by the protesters, but by the government itself first. And I believe that's why protesters are marching on the street, are taking onto the streets, even though they know that it will break the law. And I believe
but your activists are saying, you know, that their most important aim is to fight to protect the rule of law in Hong Kong and judicial independence. But you're trashing it at the same time.
Well, I believe...
You're breaking the law to protect the law? Doesn't add up, does it?
Well, it is the government that forces us to take on the streets and to break the laws. It is not the protesters' intention to break the law.
Nobody forces you to break the law, do they?
The government forces us to do so, I believe.
That's your interpretation. But here are these judicial institutions warning you that criminal contempt, as they put it, impedes the administration of justice and, if unchecked, will inflict grave and irreparable damage to the rule of law in Hong Kong. Grave and irreparable damage. That's what they think you're doing to Hong Kong. Doesn't that matter?
Well, of course that matters. But as I have mentioned, what matters the most is about whether we can actually bring a change to our political structure and our government structure. And that would be the common goal and would be the most important goal for us to achieve at this moment.